Social Security is a bust and you need to do these two things now. Hi everyone, this is Camilla the Focus Spender, and welcome to my channel where I teach you how to get out of debt, save more money, and invest so that you can build wealth and leave a lasting legacy. So let's jump right into it. Every 2 weeks when you get paid, 6.2% of your paycheck goes into your Social Security and your job pays the other 6.2%. Now, if you work for yourself or you're a 1099 employee, you are responsible for funding your Social Security at 12.4%. The whole point of this is that when you retire, you'll be able to get payment from the government to fund your life in your old age. Now, what's the problem? When Social Security was introduced in 1934, the government needed a way to take care of its current elderly. Now, the elderly people at the time had not paid into Social Security, but they were still able to receive retirement benefits. So the current workers at that time were basically paying for the elderly, and the government basically never figured out a way to catch up to itself, meaning that even now when you're paying into your Social Security, that money isn't actually being set aside. It's basically paying for your parents or your grandparents who are on Social Security. So what's happening now? Well, the government just announced this week that the Social Security Trust Fund is actually set to deplete in 2034. Now, if I do a quick calculation, that's only 13 years away. And the fact that we're in September of 2021, that's really 12 years away, because this year is going to end like that. So what the government is saying that once the Social Security Trust Fund depletes, they'll still be able to make Social Security payments. However, your payment would drop by 22%. So a massive pay cut. Meaning that if you are expecting $2,000 a month in Social Security benefits, you're only going to get $1,560. Now, cost of living is going the complete opposite direction, so you don't want your money to go down at that point. You need it to increase. In one article I read, they gave the following 3 suggestions for the government. 1, raise the retirement age from 67 to 68 over the next 12 years so that it gives the system time to recover some of their lost funds and be able to sustain itself for much longer. 2, raise the Social Security tax so that it takes in more money. But as you know, raising taxes is always something that most politicians stay away from because it will kill their career and nobody wants to hear about raising taxes, so I doubt that's going to happen. Or 3, raise the cap on Social Security wages. Now, you may not know this, but there is an actual cap on the Social Security wage. After $142,800, you're not paying any more Social Security taxes. That means someone that's making $400,000 a year versus someone making $142,800 will be paying the same amount of Social Security tax of $8,853.60. So if they raise that cap to maybe $150,000, $200,000, what have you, then they'll be able to bring in more money into the system. So what can you do? Because realistically, we can't really just wait for the government to figure this out. They've had since 1934 to figure this out, and literally 100 years later, it's about to be a bust. So I would suggest you do the following. 1, max out your 401k. And if you have the option of doing a Roth 401k, do that instead, meaning you'll be paying into your retirement after tax. You'll never have to worry about taxes being raised once you retire. Now, the max is $18,500, which is a lot of money. And if you're making, let's say, $50,000 or $60,000, you might already be like, Camilla, I don't want to hear that. That's absolutely crazy. And I understand. So what I would do instead, if I couldn't afford to max out my 401k, I would at least start at, 4 or 5% of my wages, and then every year automatically raise it 1% so that as you hopefully get raises, you're just putting more and more money into your retirement. 2, I would open and max out a Roth IRA, which is your individual retirement account. So the max for the Roth IRA is $6,000 if you are under 50 and $7,000 if you're over. You'll be able to use that money in your retirement and you never have to worry about paying taxes on that money either. Bonus tip, once you've maxed out your retirement savings, then I would move on to my taxable investment accounts to make sure that my money is continuously growing. I would make sure that my money is in a high yield interest savings account so that you're always trying to beat inflation. You can also jump into the playlist that's popping up on your screen right now so that you can learn more about investing in the IRA and building a well-diversified investment portfolio. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on Instagram at Focus Spender, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.